This is Logan Decker with PC Gamer, and I'm here with Double Fine Productions founder Tim Schafer. If you were a PC gamer between 1989 and 2005, chances are very, very good that this man had a hand in some of your favorite games. Secret of Monkey Island, Grim Fandango, Psychonauts. This is the man who is behind it all. And this year, Costume Quest comes back to the PC.
Finally.
And we are delighted to have Double Fine back.
Me too.
So tell us, what was the journey getting Costume Quest over to the PC? How did that happen?
It was kind of a random thing that happened on Twitter. You know, we, believe it or not, we, always wanted to do more PC games, but we kind of, it's a weird process when you're trying to figure out with the publisher, what platforms your game will be on, how much the budget is. We say, well, it'll cost this much more to go onto this platform or that platform or the PC, and then they decide, and so we did push for PC, but it wasn't part of any of the games we did after Psychonauts. And I was talking, sometimes fans will bring it up on Twitter. They'll be like, hey, when is this game coming to PC and that game? And Steve Dangler, who you might have met, said, how much would that cost? And I thought he was talking about this Eddie Riggs statue that we were auctioning off for tsunami relief on eBay. And I was like, well, it's an eBay auction. It'll cost whatever. And he goes, no, I'm talking about the game. And I was like, oh.
One day, Tim joked about making a game. No, we were doing, Japanese tsunami earthquake relief. And he was auctioning off an Eddie Riggs statue. And I'd offered to match whatever he raised. And shortly after that, we got into a joke about, how much? And I think he said, how much for the statue or how much for the game? And I said, well, how much for the game?
Blah, and I spit out this number that I thought we could do it for. And he goes, let me see what I have on me. And that's what started the whole thing.
So we started joking basically about financing Double Fine projects on Twitter. And about 18 days after that joke, we had an agreement in place and the funds in the bank.
Thank you, Twitter.
I'm amazed that this whole deal went down in 18 days.
Yeah.
To me, that's mind-boggling. I see months and months of negotiations and paperwork everywhere and all that. And so that's pretty impressive.
Well, investing, though, is, again, this is the only game relationship I have right now. But investing is, to me, about people. It's about, do you trust them? Do you know what they're doing? Do you know what they've done in the past? And, and when you look at Tim, I haven't known him personally that long, but I've known him through his games for a very long time.
Right.
Plus, I'm talking, in the context of this deal, we're talking about taking games that already exist and are already essentially market proven and bringing them to new platforms, right? So it's not like we're inventing a new property. Maybe in the future, great, that would be fabulous. Yeah. But right now we're just talking about taking something that's here and moving it or extending it over here.
If money were no object, who knows?
Well, of course.
May happen someday, and if publishers had no say in the matter.
Money's no object when you have no money. So
that's a good point.
does that make any sense?
Would you rather
there you go.
start create a whole new world and a whole new set of characters, or revisit a world you made before? It was the first one.
Yeah, in general, that's what I like to do is make up stuff.
Right.
Everyone on the team likes to make up new worlds. It's really fun to do that. And when I was at LucasArts, there was a lot of emphasis on making Star Wars games. Obviously there was that license that was very popular. And there'd be a lot of pressure like, hey, let's all make Star Wars games. And I had nothing against Star Wars. I love Star Wars there because I was there before, Episode 1 came out. So I really, but I knew that was a different skill. Like taking someone else's world and expanding on it is I totally respect that skill. It's a different thing than making up stuff from scratch, which for me is just a lot easier. Because you want a solution to a problem, like you need a certain character, you just make it up. And you don't have to go like, well, is that canon? Does that fit with episode, 186 that came out? Like, you can make up stuff and it's defined by the work that you're doing all the time, and that's really fun.
Can you tell us if there are more PC games coming from Double Fine in the coming months, year?
Let's see, should I be really secretive and cagey about it? Let me just say yes.
Fantastic.
I think yeah. As much as we are able to do it, whenever we're able to do it, and I think we have now the means to do it a lot more. So you should be seeing more things from us soon.
Well, we very much look forward to it. And until then, there's Costume Quest on the PC, which I think it is very fair to say is the most adorable action RPG in gaming history. I think that's a fair claim to make. Thank you, Tim Schafer,
Thanks a lot.
for joining me. Thank you.
Bye.